Welcome back, Firebird Nation, and tonight we have a premier matchup between the Lakota West Firebirds and the Princeton Vikings in what should be a matchup that will determine who wins the GMC most likely, as both of these teams are some of the best teams in the conference. And this one is going to come down to who can execute the best. Lakota West coming in with an 8-3 record in GMC play. Princeton leading the GMC at 10-1. And that lone loss coming to Lakota East by 1 point in overtime. So this Princeton team has been near perfect in conference play this year, and it's going to take a lot for Lakota West to bring them down.
Yeah, something you're going to want to look forward to into this game is how Lakota West can defend against Kieran Granville-Britten. He has been on a tear this year, 12 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and assists, and 63% from the field. He has been incredible as second in rebounds, fourth in field goal percentage, in blocks per game, and second in field goal percentage. So you're going to definitely want to watch out for him in this game.
Yeah, him and their top four scorers all average 11 or more points per game. But now let's look at your keys to the game here tonight for Lakota West.
Yeah, like I mentioned with Kieran, he is incredible. 6'7", very, very talented. I think he's actually 6'9". Yeah, 6'9". So he's going to be a menace, especially for LJ Green. And you saw last week, West really, really struggled against Nate Reap. You don't want to repeat that in this game. You need to lock in on him. You can't let him get the easy looks that Nate Reap got last week. He got a lot of fast breaks, a lot of easy points. They got to make Kieran struggle a lot more tonight. And speaking of those fast breaks, play with pace. Oak Hills forced their Lakota West offense to go very, very slow. And a lot of slow, methodical drives, and that's not where West dominates. They dominate on the quick plays, sprinting up and down the court, playing faster than everybody else on the floor, and that is why they also need to go up quick in this game. Oak Hills was able to grind them out, and they were able to grind down clock because they were not up in this game. If they can go up, then you know that their momentum is still there. They're still a top team, and they were not rattled from last week.
Yeah, and I think that game was kind of a fluke if you're Lakota West. Oak Hills plays a tough style of basketball. They don't really let you get a lot of shots up. So, it was tough for Lakota West. It was kind of a wake-up call after how well they played against East. It was kind of a wake-up call for them that they still have a season left to play and that their season doesn't end after they beat their arch rival. So here tonight, I think we see a bounce-back game for Lakota West. They're going to need it if they're going to win any chance of winning this game. But you look at some of the past matchups between these teams, Lakota West has had their number. I mean, last year in the playoffs, the Firebirds won 69-57. Bryce Curry had 21 points, and Lakota West sailed to a playoff victory. And then in the regular season, they won 65-57. So a lot of high-scoring games. This one is going to be just like those, where it's high-scoring from the very start to the finish. A lot of high-level shot makers for both teams. But I think the real disparity in this game that could lead to Princeton coming out on top is that rebounding. Princeton ranks first in rebounding in the GMC. They get 26.6 rebounds per game, while Lakota West is 8th, and they only get 19.8 rebounds per game. And it is largely due to the fact that Princeton has one of the tallest players in the GMC in Kieran Granville-Britten, and he's gonna go off tonight with that rebounding advantage. So Lakota West, they got to make sure they can secure rebounds and get second chance looks, because they know Princeton's going to do the same to them.
Yeah, that Princeton team they played last year in the playoffs is a very, very different team. You mentioned Bryce Curry as well. He had those 21 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists, which is an incredible offensive night. But you didn't even mention those 4 steals and 3 blocks. That is what you want to see from him tonight. He's going to need a lot of defense if they're going to bring out a win against one of the top, if not the top teams in the GMC. Like you said, 10-1, first in the GMC. I think a lot of people were looking at West, they were looking at East, they were looking at Fairfield, and I think Princeton slipped by. They did what they needed to do, and now they're in first in the GMC.
Yeah, and I think those top 5-6 teams in the GMC, you look at Oak Hills, Middletown, Lakota East, Lakota West, Fairfield, and then Princeton. Those are all teams that could really be any one of the other teams on any given night.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how LJ Green especially can stand up against in very competitive basketball game, which is what you see from West night in, night out. So it's going to be tough for him to defend that, as well as their other. You mentioned top 6 teams in the GMC. Well, these top 6 guys on Princeton are very dominant. You have Granville-Britten, you have Cass, Gill, and Santiago. All those guys average at least 11 points per game. And then Sebastian Jordan is very dominant as well with 8.4 points per game, as well as averaging 3.5 rebounds and assists. So those top guys, Westing's going to want to tire them out and force them to bring in the bench.
Yeah, that's some great insight right there to as we begin to start this game. We will return in just a moment after the national anthem is played, but be right back here as the Firebirds get set to tip off against the Vikings. We are back here for some more basketball action, just moments away from tip-off as the starting fives get released for both teams. Lakota West, their starters, Isaiah Mead-Moss, Alex Dudukovic, Bryce Curry, Josh Tyson, and LJ Green. And Princeton on the other side, they've got Sebastian Jordan, Amir Gill, Arvani Gill, Jordan Johnson, and Kieran Granville-Britten.
It'd be really interesting to see how these head coaches match up together. Both Brian Wyatt and Kelvin Moss have never had a losing season with their time here at West. As we're set for
Excuse me, the starter for Princeton, the starting center will be Morris Hodge instead of Granville-Britten to get us started here tonight. As we are underway here, Princeton wins the tip, and Amir Gill takes the ball up. Here comes Sebastian Jordan. Arvani Gill will operate. Amir Gill, very talented, averages 11.2 per game, points per game. Inside, and it's out of bounds off of Princeton, so West an early stop, and that's what you want to see.
That's a great start. I think a lot of people might be nervous that West's offense might be, or a team in general might stall a little bit just with the pressure of losing that first one. And that is not a good thing to see to start your offense.
So both teams struggling early here.
2 early turnovers. I don't think this is what you want to see for West, as we saw what happened when there's a defensive battle.
And a tough finish inside. It's Amir Gill, one of the top players for Princeton.
Yeah, Gill's been really good. Been able to get to the rim very effectively, 56% from the field.
Mead-Moss operating. Bryce Curry will fire. No good. And Alex Dudukovic comes flying in for the rebound.
Really good effort from Dudukovic.
He'll set it back to Bryce Curry, and he will draw the foul. So Princeton with an early lead, but both teams still trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, both these teams are...
As Josh Tyson, a nice finish inside, crowded by some defenders.
Yeah, looked like he might have wanted a foul there, but both teams are very, very balanced. Both have a top 3 offense, and West, although might have the cutting edge with a top 2 defense compared to Princeton's at 7th, so...
Arvani Gill will fire. His shot no good.
Nice closeout from Mead.
Great closeout. Great find by Bryce Curry off the rebound. There's Dudukovic and a nice swat from Morris Hodge. Up ahead we go. It's Sebastian Jordan, and he is out of bounds as well. So some high-paced basketball in these first 2 minutes.
Interesting how Princeton is starting off in the press. I think they have that same game plan as West to get up early and hopefully can hold that lead.
Both teams play very similar styles of basketball, very aggressive and fast-paced. Princeton dropped 85 points last week against Middletown. Just an incredible offense they have as LJ Green gets swatted out of bounds right there.
I thought they might call a foul there, but they'll say it was off of Princeton.
Mead-Moss in some trouble. He gets it to Josh Tyson. Lakota West's best scorer operates here. He gets inside. What a finish underneath.
You can tell Josh Tyson wants a revenge game from how things went last week. He's putting the team on his back right now.
And inside is Morris Hodge to answer. Hodge only averaging 1.3 points per game, but already past his average right there as he gets 2 on the board. Up ahead it goes, and way too high for LJ Green by Josh Tyson. It'll be Princeton basketball.
Hodge is no slouch himself at 6'7", but I'm interested why Kieran Granville-Britten is not in right now. He seems to be their best player all year. And Hodge is subbed out for Santiago, which is a strong player, but still no Granville-Britten in the game.
Yeah, it looks like he has something on his leg. Might be some sort of injury he's been dealing with. That could be a huge loss for Princeton as Santiago will fire and knock down the three. He played a big role last year in that playoff game against West. Dropped 15 points in that game. One of the best scorers in the GMC. Out in the corner, it's Dukovic. He pump fakes, drives, kicks. Tyson, and he traveled.
I think Princeton's a little lucky there because he had a full head of steam going downhill. I think that's a bucket every single time. And Davis will be checked in the game. Tyson Davis, he's going to have a huge role tonight guarding all of that guard room for Princeton. These guys are very talented, and Tyson Davis is that top defender on West.
But man, what a loss that is for Princeton, not having Kieran Granville-Britten. He kind of made this team the way they are this year without being able to play big. As inside is Amir Gill, and so far Princeton not having any trouble without their best player.
I'm not sure if it's injury or like a small injury. It's probably a timeout for West, but he was warming up with the team. He's all suited up, so I'm not sure why he's not out there.
Yeah, very odd situation here at Princeton, but we will be right back in just a minute here as a timeout is called by the Firebirds. And we return here. Firebirds in an early hole. They need to break out of it here, and it starts with Josh Tyson, who's already got 4.
It's a great player to start with, and might be the player to end with on this possession. He's been that top dog all year.
Mead Moss will operate. He gets it back to Tyson Davis. Josh Tyson in the corner. That one's short. What a rebound there. And a jump ball is called.
Like you could have given them one more second, but I might just be biased as Tyson Davis grabbed that thing away.
Here's LJ Green. And a foul called on Morris Hodge. So Morris Hodge going to have to play a big role tonight with the absence of Granville-Britten. As Amir Gill will check back in. But so far, Princeton doing a good job of getting inside regardless of that situation. And West is going to need to figure something out here to stop that. Tyson will get it back to Mead Moss. Mead Moss, hesitation. Tough finish, no good. And it's back to Amir Gill. Gill will drive inside, full head of steam. Almost the slam. Not enough though, it's back to Josh Tyson.
I think if he went for the layup and instead of the highlight reel, he might have been able to get that one down.
And that is gonna be off of LJ Green. Some perfect defense there by Princeton. Yeah, that looked like it would have been an easy layup right there for Amir Gill, but he tried to be flashy with it. Go for the dunk, just did not pay off.
Would have been really cool, though, in transition.
Yeah, that would have been a nasty finish. Here's Arvani Gill. He swings it out. Back it goes. inside to Gill, and Gill missed the lay-in. He was wide open, could not finish it, and here comes Josh Tyson. And Tyson will draw a foul.
This is not the offense we're used to seeing at West. They're one of the best in the GMC, averaging more than 60 points per game. You
So
gotta
get
see
it
some
into
buckets.
Tyson Davis here. Some tough defense there by Sebastian Jordan. And a tough finish, just not able to get it to go. Here comes Jordan Johnson. Off to Santiago, and he is able to finish it home.
I think we need to see a little more team basketball. You're seeing a lot of ISOs from Tyson, Tyson Davis and Josh Tyson. I think we need to see a little bit more passing.
Princeton coach very animate over there.
I think they got like a 6-man out there right now.
He is all over on defense.
Wow.
And there's another turnover. Corner three, no good. Big break for Lakota West right there. In transition, LJ Green. He'll attack, and he'll draw the foul. But Princeton playing some great defense here early on.
Yeah, great defense is an understatement. This is the #1 offense in the GMC compared to just the 7th defense in the GMC.
And we thought that might be a place where Lakota West could contend with them, is that Princeton's defense hasn't been the best all year, but so far, Princeton's defense is stepping up big time here. And the West offense looks like it's still in that same spot where it was against Oak Hills, where it just cannot generate much. And a tough finish there once again. Princeton up by 8 now.
It's a rare miss from LJ Green. He's only missed 3 all year and shoots 90.6% from the free throw line.
Good cut inside. Mead Moss kicked it out, and it's a turnover. So West struggling here early on in this one. Princeton with all the momentum. How will the Firebirds respond here?
Looks like they're going a little bit bigger, taking Curry off for Phipps. Hopefully this lineup can get a little bit more defense down low.
They definitely need that height advantage. They do have it, but still Princeton is dominating inside. Nice cut right there underneath, and it's tapped out by Tyson Davis.
Great defense right there. Gill had a really nice cut, or pass to the cut. Wasn't able to finish, but that's because of all that defense from West. They were able to hold him off and hopefully get a stop from the baseline.
So here is Jordan Johnson, very shifty guard. He gets it inside to Amir Gill. Gill, tough turnaround, and he knocks it right in. West down by 10 early here. Spin move by Tyson. West needs some offense here. Here comes Tyson in transition, and he will draw the foul. But West right now, these last 5 quarters have tested them mentally and physically on this court.
Yeah, with how good the defense has been, they have fouled 5 times. So that should be 3 points for Lakota West. Tyson shoots 72% from the free throw and had a couple of misses last week, but in an away setting, this is never going to be an easy shot to make.
Especially with those cheerleaders making some noise there. But West has really struggled, and it seems like they just need to get out of the funk that they're in right now offensively. Second free throw is good.
They do tend to start off slow, so hopefully they can get back on track in the second half, but it's going to involve getting some buckets, which they've been struggling to do so far tonight.
Sebastian Jordan will draw it. Looks like Princeton's going to hold for the last shot. Not in any rush here to get anything up. Jordan will fire. Wow, a deep three right there. And here comes LJ Green. And that one is well short. So Lakota West down by 8 here at the end of the first quarter. We will be right back here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. As we return here for some second quarter action, Lakota West needs some offense here. It's been tough sledding early on in this game for Lakota West. Princeton has their number here. What a cut inside. And Amir Gill is just having a night.
This press is working out very, very well from Princeton tonight. At the bare minimum, they're putting a lot more stress on those joints of the Lakota West players and forcing them to do a lot more moving than they're used to.
Here is Bryce Curry. He will step, fade away, and draw the foul. That's a shot he likes to take a lot of the times.
Yeah, that mid-range game from Curry is something that we did not see a lot last year and even at the start of this year, but he's really unlocked throughout the season and something he's definitely been working on.
And he'll only grow and get better at that shot as he continues to shoot it, but first free throw is down.
Free throws are something else that Curry's gotten much better at. Kind of struggled from the line last year, but he's gotten up to par at 70% this season.
And the announcer G comes in, but it doesn't matter because they get 2 out of it. It's Josh Tyson on the putback.
See, me and Josh Tyson, we both knew that announcer jinx was coming, so he knew that he had to sprint over there and put up the layup, so it was all part of the plan.
Great stuff there from Josh Tyson. You can always count on him to make something happen. Aaron Phipps grabs the rebound, a great block. Here comes Tyson Davis. Tyson down the lane. Can West gain some momentum back here?
Nice pass.
Corner 3 for Phipps. No good. And it's out of bounds off of Princeton. So Lakota West here trying to get the momentum back. A bucket here would do wonders for that. Josh Tyson wants to watch that half-court line. Don't want to step out on a backcourt violation. Tyson wanted the cut. He'll drive. Kick to LJ. No good. And another Princeton rebound. In the corner, Amir Gill. No good. And the rebound to Lugo. Not there.
3 ball has not been falling for either team. West needs to get a rebound.
Here's Santiago once again.
They can force missed shots, but eventually one's going to go in.
That is very true. Here comes Amir Phillips, and he clearly traveled there. Left his pivot foot, and that'll be West basketball.
Nice defensive stop. This is your chance. Get down the court and get a bucket.
Mead Moss checks in, Phipps checks out. And West, I mean, with how they've played in this game, they're only down 7 points. And, you know, it really seems like both of these teams are about the same in terms of talent. So West just needs to show it here in these final 5 minutes of half. Curry evades the pressure. It was some good defense. Staying with it in the corner, Tyson Davis. He'll take it all the way. Oh, just in and out. And it's off to Santiago. Here's Sebastian Jordan. Santiago wanted the three. He'll pass it up and cut inside. Wow, what a finish.
What a high IQ play from Santiago. Used that offhand, kind of an awkward layup, but it was definitely the right call to make in the moment. That was a very, very smart play, especially against a taller opponent in LJ Green.
Yeah, and it was a tough finish there. You can tell he's been practicing that one. Went up with confidently and was able to knock it down. So West down 9 here. Similar to that Oak Hills game, being down early, but this time can they come back?
I think it's much more doable because Oak Hills, they build for those leads, early leads that they can hold on to. I don't think that's Princeton's game plan going into this game, but it's definitely working out.
Yeah, as there's a foul on Dudukovic, he'll head to the line.
Fans did not like that call.
But, yeah, like you said, Princeton's game plan, they like to play aggressive throughout the entire game. So I think that does give Lakota West some breathing room here. You're not completely out of it yet. As
I guess I'll say that was on the floor. It looked like it was a shooting foul.
Looked like it to me as well, but West will operate here. They need to generate some offense. It has just been a struggle here as of late. Tyson being defended by Javian Jackson. Phipps will get it back to Duke. Duke gonna operate. You'll find Mead Moss. Mead Moss is gonna attack, slip inside, and a foul will be called. And Bryce Curry will head to the free throw line once again.
Fans are chirping over all these foul calls, but I think they're the right calls that are being made, especially that one underneath the rim. Saw a lot of slapping down low. I think that was the reason he missed a shot.
First shot is good for Curry.
Gotta say, gotta give props to these Princeton cheerleaders. I don't think I've seen any cheerleaders make this much noise during free throws. And
yeah.
I have seen here in Princeton.
Not doing a good job of altering the shot, though, as West has made many of their free throws here tonight.
Yeah, West is second in free throws on in the GMC. So not much you can do if you're trying to alter those shots.
So only a 7-point game. West, they can get some stops and get some scores. I'll be right back in this thing. Here comes Jordan Johnson. And this backcourt of Princeton is so good. As they kick it out to Santiago. No good. But another offensive rebound right there. Looked to be a foul, but no call.
Yeah, Mead Moss was like grabbed from the back and pulled down. I'm shocked they didn't call a foul there.
That was very questionable. Jordan Johnson gonna attack and a tough finish. They continue to press. Phipps wants to set a screen. Tyson says,
I got this.
And here comes Mead Moss. He'll hand it off, and Bryce Curry will kick it back out to Dudukovic, and a foul will be called. A lot of fouls here in the early part of this game.
Yeah, a lot on Princeton. That's 9 fouls already in this first half called against Princeton.
But if you're West here, you know, you're coming off of a loss. Now you're in this game on the road, down by 9. How do you kind of make a push here to try to save your season? As Mead Moss will pull from the corner. It's no good. What a rebound by Josh Tyson. He'll get it back. He'll fire. And it's pure.
Hey, if you're trying to come back, that's a great start. A nice little corner three ball from Josh Tyson. That's what you want to see. That three ball has not been falling tonight.
But if it starts falling, things could get very interesting here. Morris Hodge will hand off to Santiago. He will drive.
Wow. That's the
Spectacular finish.
He's gone straight at LJ Green and come out on top. He's balling out.
Inhuman finish. I mean, that is just not normal. As Tyson will drive, and no foul there. And now Princeton, with all the momentum, will get it back. Spin move, and it's pickpocketed by Mead Moss. And he got hard fouled from the behind. I think he thought that there was no one even near him. And
he kind of slowed down there.
Javian Jackson was running as fast as he possibly could. That could have been an and-one if he just ran as fast as possible, but Mead Moss still going to line for some free throws.
Moss has struggled a little bit from the line, just 54%. But they're huge free throws to knock down as gets the first one to go.
And Mead Moss, a veteran player on this team, was here last year, led the team in points per game. Still up there on one of the best players on this team, as he averages the fourth most this year with 8.4 points per game. Just a great spot-up shooter to have and a great defensive guy.
3-and-D, every team needs them and every team loves them.
So a tough miss right there, and a foul will be called on Mead Moss. Did not shuffle his feet well enough right there.
He stuck out the elbow. Ref's going to see that every time and make the call.
This game has kind of stayed at that 7-point margin for most of the way. West still trying to break that barrier here. Amir Gill, I mean, it's tough to stop this guy.
That inside presence has just not been there for Lakota West. Princeton's getting every single look they want when they go to the rim. It's worked out just about every single time.
Josh Tyson trying to make something happen here. And a foul will be called on
That's
Princeton.
Free throws. I do like that they're consistently getting the line and more or less knocking them down, but I want to see a little bit more buckets being made for Lakota West. I think that's what's been holding them back, is can't rely on just free throws.
So LJ Green at the line here. His first one is good. And if he makes this one, it'll go back to a 7-point game once again. Feels like it's been a 7-point game this entire half. And it's no good. So Princeton with an 8-point advantage here. Very comfortable lead. And that's a backcourt violation. Wow. And if you're Sebastian Jordan, you got to know the position you're in and the scenario. And he just wasn't paying attention to that line. And that's one of those breaks you get if you're West. Now can you pay it off with a bucket here?
You talk about breaks. A huge break is Kieran Granville-Britten not being in the game. That's a gift that you need to take advantage of, and so far, I haven't really seen that being taken advantage of.
Here is Tyson. Bryce Curry, he'll attack. A great trap on him. Mead Moss being found. Josh Tyson will fire. That one altered by a Jordan Johnson closeout. That Princeton defense continues to impress.
Kind of a tough angle to take the shot from.
Another three launched by Santiago. That one no good. Jordan Johnson will fake. He'll float. And it's no good. Another rebound. And a foul will be called. But these rebounds are getting out of hand for Lakota West.
Yeah, you mentioned it pregame, and that's exactly what you've seen. The rebounds have not been there for Lakota West, and they have most definitely been there for Princeton. Multiple offensive rebounds on multiple possessions. It's not a recipe for winning, and that's exactly what you're seeing here.
Yeah, both teams know how important rebounding is, but Princeton just does it at a different level. I mean, they are so good at rebounding, even without their best rebounder on the team, who averages the second most in the GMC in Kieran Granville-Britten. This team is still one of the best.
Yeah, this offense is just built for that big man down low to do so well. That's why Morris Hodge, despite averaging just 1.3 points per game, he's come out here and had a great game in the first half. Just that height advantage over LJ Green, especially a small team in West, is not gone in the favor for Lakota.
Here comes Bryce Curry. What a fake.
Nice move.
And the fadeaway, not gonna fall. And Princeton stepped out of bounds. Oh man, if you're West, you might have wanted it to stay inbounds, as Meade Moss had a wide open layup, but still will be the Firebirds basketball. Tyson in some trouble. He gets it to LJ. LJ going to work. That's great defense. And that'll be a turnover.
Layup didn't go in, but really nice pass from Josh Tyson. He took his time, stayed patient even though the clock was winding down, and made the right pass, just didn't pay off.
So here comes Sebastian Jordan. They need him to be effective here. He's the distributor of the team. Arvani Gill turns it over. Here comes Bryce Curry. Wild pass, and it's a turnover. Numbers for Princeton. Here comes Jordan Johnson, and he gets the basket plus the foul. What an acrobatic finish by Johnson. And the Firebirds deficit widens here.
West can get something going before half. It is huge for this team. You can't go into the halftime demoralized like this. You have to get something offensively, some kind of hope to look forward to entering the second half. And these last 44 seconds are going to be crucial.
Princeton has just been the more hustling team here tonight as Johnson knocks in the second free throw. The Vikings up by 12 here. If you're West, you just want to get this thing to single digits before halftime. So Curry will take it up the floor. I mean, they are playing way up. West just needs to get in the lane. Here comes Meade Moss. They'll give it off to Bryce. Looks like they'll hold for the last shot here. Bryce will operate. 10 seconds to go. The cross from Curry, the float game, not gonna fall. And a foul will be called on Bryce Curry. Wow. Tough end of the first half here.
This is incredible defense. I mean, plain and simple, West, this is a very talented offense that has just gone stagnant in this first half. We'll see if they can keep it up in the second half, but
here we go. Jordan, and he'll turn it over. That will be the end of the first half. Lakota West down by 12. Go grab a drink, some snacks, but be back here in just about 10 minutes as the Firebirds return to action to try to lead a second half comeback here against the Princeton Vikings. We return here as the Firebirds look to come back in this one, down by 12. Princeton staying with that press that they used in the first half to build their lead. And now can Lakota West respond?
West needs to get some penetration. Josh Tyson is the only one to have scored a bucket this game. Everyone else's points have come from free throws. That simply is not how you win a game, and they're lucky to only be down by 12. They need to get some points up on the board.
Here's Mead Moss. They find Dudukovic. Still searching for that penetration inside. Here's Bryce Curry, and that's one way to get it. So lead is cut down to 10.
Can't think of a better player to get that downhill speed other than maybe Josh Tyson to get a bucket.
Jordan Johnson, what a pass. Beautiful. Dudukovic in some trouble, and a timeout is called. Wow. So a minute into the second half, West calls timeout. We'll be right back here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. We return to Princeton here. Lakota West down by 10. They need to get this ball in bounds. They do to Josh Tyson.
Penetration has not been there, and started off strong with Bryce Curry, but the defense has been struggling.
Dudukovic posts up in the corner. He will drive and draw contact. A lot of fouls on Princeton in this game. If that starts to pile up, could be a problem later in this one.
Well, you've seen it be a problem all night long. I mean, Princeton's, I think that's their 10th or 11th, maybe even 12th foul of the night. It's good defense right there.
Mead Moss thought he had an open look, but some good defense poking the ball away for Princeton. Nothing open except for Bryce Curry. Josh Tyson, tough move. No foul. LJ Green, the putback though. And West's offense starting to get some life here.
Offense is definitely getting life, but now you need the defense to have that same energy. It's going to be a long night.
Off the screen, Jordan, kick to the corner.
Great defense from Alex.
Inside, it goes to Amir Gill, and it'll be out of bounds off of Gill. Good defense there from LJ Green.
That's a great stop. Now you got to recapitalize, get down the court, and get a bucket.
As that one will go out off of Princeton, but West still having trouble getting it in due to this press. Here comes Mead Moss. Off to Bryce Curry. Trying to create, he'll get it to Dudukovic. Boom, what a shot. And here we go, a 7-point game. Jordan Johnson, the Euro, and the finish.
Every time West responds, Princeton has words to say right after.
Just seems like West can never break through that 7-point lead.
I don't know. It's hard to win a back and forth when you already start the half down 12.
So here we go. West down 9. Trying to prove they can compete here with the top dogs in the GMC. Curry will fire. That one is pure.
So the 3 ball is starting to be able to be knocked down, something both teams have struggled with. If West can start to hit it, it's a high percentage shot that's going to get you a lot of points.
Here's Santiago. He'll give off to Gill. Gill will attack. Good defense. And good denial. A jump ball is called. That'll be Princeton basketball.
Look at the
still,
defense.
But great defense by Bryce Curry.
That's Curry's second block of the game. I mentioned it earlier. They're going to need those defensive swings, those steals, those blocks. And Curry so far has delivered.
Yeah, and West starting to creep back into this thing. Corner 3, it's Santiago. No good. And now West finally in that spot where they can start to get this close to being tied here.
Great play by Davis. I think he knew he was likely going to get fouled, or at least a full head of steam to the rim. Able to get that call in his favor.
So with everything that has happened in this game, it's only a 6-point game. West is right there in it. They just need some shots to continue to fall here. Like those threes with Dujukovic and Curry earlier. Curry gets it inside. LJ. Oh, thought he had on the spin move. What a save. Stays in the hands of West. Tyson, he'll drive.
Oh,
what a move. Wow. Oh, it's no good. Just off.
that would have been incredible.
Lugo. What a finish. Acrobatic. And now, just like we said, that margin is pushed back to 8.
What a night Santiago has had. Every single layup he's taken has been the smartest decision he could have made.
I mean, that layup package is something else. So much jelly as here's Curry. Just big man's his man. The rebound underneath by Curry, and he'll be fouled. Followed his own shot, and he is woken up in this second half.
Oh, what a play. That's hustle. Coaches love it. The ability to follow your shot after taking it and being humble enough to know that not everyone's going to go in.
These are huge free throws, though, for Bryce Curry. His first is no good. Second for Bryce Curry. That one is pure. Dean Moss will check in for Phipps. Lakota West down by 7. Once again, said that a lot tonight.
Pretty much the only life West has had has been those free throws. So it is good to see that already 4 fouls have been given to Princeton just under 5 minutes to go in the game.
Here is Santiago operating. The drive by Amir Phillips, and he will draw the foul. First one is good.
Princeton has struggled this year from the line, just 64.1%.
But you still don't want to get them at that line.
Phillips has been one of the biggest contributors to that, just 38.9% from the free throw line this year.
And his second one is no good. Tyson and Mead Moss fought for the rebound. They're on the same team. Mead Moss will operate to Dukovic. No good. What
Nice
a board by
rebound.
LJ. And Duke inside cuts the lead down to 6.
That is a great second chance point right there. Alex Dukovic got to the right spot for LJ Green to make the pass, and assist was made, and the bucket was made.
Now here we go with Princeton. They will call a timeout. We'll be right back. West only down 6. Don't go anywhere. We got a great third quarter and fourth quarter coming up here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. We are back. Lakota West is down by 6. Chance to get right back in this one here. They've stayed in it. They've chipped away. They find themselves in a close one with the lead GMC team, Princeton Vikings. Wow, what a spin move. Just could not finish it off. And here comes Josh Tyson. He is stripped by Jordan Johnson. In the corner, Santiago. Boom! Wow, a detrimental shot to Lakota West chances there.
That's a huge swing. Go from turnover going the other way to now down by 9.
Mean Boss getting answer. No good. And LJ staying with it, and he will head to the free throw line.
That's 5 fouls now for Princeton. Now any other one, that's free throws to the line, which has been West's best weapon here tonight.
So an 8-point game. Just seems like West has just been in this realm of being down by about 7 points the entire night. Second free throw, no good. Here comes Jordan Johnson speeding down the lane. Santiago will get it back to Arvani Gill, back to Santiago. The drive, the find, the pump fake, and a blocking foul will be called on Lakota West.
Ref looked a little hesitant to make the call. I thought he was about to say charge, but switched the call, so I'll stay with Princeton.
And just an easy alley-oop layup there.
That's a mistake you can't make in a close game like this.
So here comes West, down double digits once again. They've been fighting to get back in this thing, but have not been able to. LJ Green gets it back to Mead Moss. He will work on Amir Phillips. Back to Dukovic. The spin move, the drive, and the foul. Almost the M1.
Again, those free throws, that's been West's best performance here tonight.
It's what's keeping them in this game right now. I mean, without those free throws, they could very well be down a lot more than just 10 points. First one is good.
Huge free throws right there.
Here comes Jordan Johnson.
You need to finish this half, or excuse me, this third quarter very, very well. It's going to be a bit of a trailer for the second half of this second half.
Wow, just wow. Santiago having a night to remember.
Yeah. I think the only mistake we've seen him make tonight was when he spun himself out of that spin move.
And then he got the ball back and hit a three right after.
With a huge three, so.
I mean, he is a heck of a ball player. And this backcourt is just tough. Tyson Davis will try. Borda Dukovic. Get it back to Mead Moss, will fire. And that one is pure. Big time shot from Mead Moss. Time winding down for Princeton. Lugo! It's pure!
Wow. I mean, what's his field goal position? I think he's 100% from the field right now.
We will end the third quarter with a buzzer beater. West in a 10-point hole. They're going to need a miracle here to come back in this fourth quarter. We'll be right back on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. We are back for a fourth quarter action here. West's going to need a comeback to win this one. They start with ball, and that gut-wrenching three at the buzzer from Ragni Santiago. Just huge for Princeton.
Huge three. Santiago is having a night. 19 points. And incredible efficiency. I don't think he's missed once. I think he missed one or two threes, but outside of that, he's been playing lockdown.
Bryce Curry, the pull-up, no good. Good offensive board. Mead Moss is going to fire. No good. He follows a shot, though. And ref will talk it over. Jump ball. That should have been West basketball.
Yeah.
Last jump ball went to Princeton, but
I'm a little confused there. They definitely got the last jump ball.
We'll have to, I guess, we'll see if ball lies or not. That was definitely West's jump ball they should have gotten, but
I kind of thought it might have been a foul made against Mead Moss as well.
Santiago just letting everything fly.
Wow.
And one.
That sucked the life out of this West Firebird offense. You have to find a way to respond.
He is doing it all.
Wow. 22 points, looking on 23 for Santiago. As well as a 96% free throw shooter. So
96% is just wild.
Yeah. Nice crossover.
Good crossover from Tyson Davis. Phipps gets it to Bryce Curry. Curry will drive, kick to Tyson. Back to Mead Moss.
Look at the defense.
Mead Moss, good finish. And he's got the bucket to fall.
6 for Mead Moss.
West just needs some stops here to get back into this thing.
That's hard to do in the fourth quarter, especially with that no shot clock.
And a timeout called by Princeton coach. The Vikings up 50-38. We'll be right back here for some more fourth quarter action. As we return here, the Firebirds in a 12-point hole. And a 5-second violation on Princeton, so maybe some life right there.
That is exactly how you play that situation. With no shot clock, you can't even let them get an inbound, because then they might pass it up and down the court all they want. That's perfect defense. Now you have to get a bucket. There's no more time left to dilly-dally. This is the time. A 3 would be huge, but anything to get on the board.
A 3 would be massive, but they can get points anyway. Bryce Curry just off the mark. He'll swing it. Tyson Davis in the corner. Oh, it's in and out. And a jump ball will be called, and that one finally is West basketball. Man, if they called that Princeton, that would have been wild, but luckily West keeps possession here.
You have life. You have to take advantage of it. It's great defense, or I guess just hustle in general from LJ Green to make the play.
I mean, Princeton has played an incredible game, and yet West is still in this thing somehow. All they need is a chance.
Sounded iconic, Andrew. I think we're going to get one.
Hopefully, as Tyson will get it inside, and a foul will be called before the shot.
He made the shot, but I think that is beneficial For West, you want to run up the foul so you can get free throws down on the board. Something that has been helpful with them all game.
LJ gets it into Josh Tyson. He bangs, and he draws the foul.
That's a great possession. 2 fouls down on the charts, and you have a chance for 2 points. Cut it to just 10.
So now Lakota West try to cut this thing to 10 here.
Clutch time.
Good first shot there by Josh Tyson. Second free throw from Tyson. And his shot is perfect.
Good.
So a 10-point lead now. They can get some stops. There's still a lot of time left in this ball game. Santiago wants to pull it, you can tell.
Yeah. You can tell he's feeling the hot hand for sure. But they're playing this smart. They're taking out a lot of time off the clock, something West can't afford to lose right now.
Back to Sebastian Jordan. He will drive. And a charge is called. So momentum shifter right there. And all of a sudden, West has some momentum and some life back again.
Outside of the 3-ball, probably I'd say the biggest momentum switch on defense is the charge. Just hypes up everyone on the team, putting your body on the line to make a big play. That's exactly what LJ Green did. So now you have 3 fouls for Princeton and in good position to score. First, they'll have to wipe up some sweat on the ground. Kind of puts a tamper on the momentum, though.
Yeah, it's Lakota West here. Only down 10. We know how fast they can score. Has a very different feel right now than it does against Oak Hills, as you still will have possessions to be able to score. So this game is definitely not over for West. Curry will pull way off. And here comes Santiago. And a nice play there by Bryce Curry. Here comes Tyson in transition. Tyson will attack, and a foul will be called, a late foul. But those free throws continuing to add up,
As well as the fouls.
and that only plays into West's favor as they try to mount a comeback here.
I don't know what it is, but the free throw count tonight, I don't know if many fans will be pleased watching a lot of free throws, but it's gone the back end of this game, so.
And the first one is no good. So it's back to a 7-point game. We've said that so many times tonight, but at least it's not a 14-point game like it just was.
Let's
And
hope
a
we don't
lot
have
of
to say
life
that
for West.
for the rest of the night.
This is usually the part where Princeton responds with a huge bucket, and there it is as Jordan Johnson gets inside and finishes.
3-ball here would be huge.
Any sort of points here be big time for this offense. Here is Josh Tyson. What a finish with ease. Down to a 7-point game. Amir Gill will attack, and he's off the mark. So Lakota West only down 7. Here they go.
They're feeding Tyson.
He wants to shoot. Get it back here. Looking for some offense. They got to go quick. Mead Moss.
Nice fake.
Nice fake. Tyson Davis drives. Kicks back to Mead Moss. And good! 4-point game. What do we have here, folks?
Those who stick around, it's starting to pay off.
3 minutes to go. Jordan Johnson turned over. Here comes Mead Moss. All the momentum for the Firebirds. Tyson in transition. And one!
Crowd is on their feet.
We are back in business here at Lakota West.
What a
Two-point game.
Josh Tyson called his shot. 16 points for the young man tonight.
So here we go. What a turn of events. It was a 14-point game just about 3 minutes ago. Free throw is good.
Much
Timeout, Princeton. 1 point game. Strap up, buckle in, folks, because we're in for an exciting finish.
I think now a 3-ball would be huge. I know it's risky, but they've been shooting a lot stronger tonight. I think they go to the 3-ball option. I guess they won't use the full timeout here.
And that ability to score, I mean, scoring has got them right back in this thing. And here we go.
I think it's going to be defense that's going to close them out. If you can play tight defense.
I mean, yeah, these stops have been absolutely huge. And now Princeton will call timeout. Down, or only up by 1. The Vikings need that timeout. Lakota West is right back in this thing. A 15-2 run. And here we go, folks. 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. We'll be right back on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, a 1 point game. You've been here all game. You would know this game has been a wild one. Looks like it was going to be a tough loss for West, but it has turned into an absolute thriller. And we got 2.5 minutes to decide the winner of this one.
The offense brought them into the game throughout the third and early fourth quarter, but now the defense is bringing them back as that's going to be a foul. I thought that would be a jump ball.
Mead Moss has played such an incredible game. I mean, his shots, his defense. I think he's been one of the main leaders of this comeback. Him, Josh Tyson, Bryce Curry, all of them have contributed so well tonight.
Moss has knocked down some huge threes, but I think it's really been Josh Tyson. 18 points. He's called his shots late in this fourth quarter. They've given him the ball and definitely relied on his offensive ability.
So now if you're West, can you get a stop? And with no shot clock, is Princeton just going to hold this thing?
That might come back to bite them because if West gets a stop,
all they need is one bucket. As here's Amir Gill, he's gone cold. West playing more aggressive. They're all over that. Here's Jordan Johnson, he will drive, and Amir Gill will finish off the drop-off. So a 3-point lead for Princeton.
I think you get a nice pass to Mead Moss and try to let him knock this one down.
He's been hot. You also got other guys like Bryce Curry and Josh Tyson. So here we go.
Anybody on the floor can knock this down.
Tyson will size up Amir Gill. Picks up his dribble, gets it back to Bryce Curry. Curry going to work. Oh.
Oh my
Bryce Curry!
The turnaround 3-ball.
What a shot!
Princeton has to push it now.
Tie game here at Princeton Arena.
They're going to look to Santiago. I guarantee it.
He's been the go-to guy. And a timeout is called by Princeton. Tie game here, 47 seconds left. We'll stay right here as we call this timeout. And a lot to discuss here. Lakota West has gone on an 18-4 run in this fourth quarter. They have tied this thing back up. And now, potentially, we could see an overtime period. We could see anything here in these final 47 seconds.
What you've seen here in the last 10, 15 minutes of play has been West going from iso ball, one-on-one defense, to playing like a unit. Defensively, they played like a team. It's not like anybody is outshining anyone else. They're all just playing perfectly and in sync. Same on offense. Josh Tyson's taking the shots he needs. They're making great passes. They're hustling. The offensive rebounds in the second half have been phenomenal. And now you just have to close them out. You're on a run. You just got to finish them off. You got to guard Santiago, though.
47 seconds. It's essentially a 0-0 game now. You got to go to your best options here for both teams. So much at stake here in the GMC run as well. So a delay of game here.
There's another West spot on the ground.
If you're Lakota West, you have to be able to defend. You got to think Princeton might run this thing all the way down and take the final shot of the game. That could be their thought process here.
You just got to defend it then. I mean, if they're going to play that way, you have to step up and make the play.
Good back cut from Amir Gill. He missed the lay-in. And Hodge puts it back in. 2-point lead for Princeton. Here we go.
Tyson's foot was on the line in that pass, and they didn't call it. They're very, very lucky the ref did not make the decision there. That would have been detrimental.
Here's Bryce Curry. Off to meet Moss. Moss missed it. Rebound Tyson Davis. No good. Princeton rebounds, and a foul is called.
Oh, man.
You got to think maybe a kick out for the three would have been the better option there instead of just going straight up. There were so many guys in the paint for Princeton. West still has a chance, though, in this one.
Curry
will stay right here, 10 seconds
leader.
to go.
Comforting Tyson Davis. That's a tough shot to make. Like you said, multiple guys down there. Had a nice rebound, just wasn't able to finish it off. Oh, that's got to hurt.
And man, how about Morris Hodge? He has averaged 1.3 points per game this year. And now potentially a game winner on the putback lay-in. That's got to feel great for him.
We thank all 101 viewers for tuning in to tonight's ball game. It's a huge, huge swing for Princeton at the end. It's not over for West. They're going to have to foul fast, though. They still have 2 to give.
Such a huge moment here. If you're West, I mean, you got to be thinking Princeton, if they hit both free throws, you got to go look for a 3 here. But those free throws are no easy shots for Princeton, especially at high school level.
Yeah, West, keep in mind they still do have 2 timeouts, so a steal, a jump ball, anything helps here, but you have to foul quick.
Princeton, I believe, does have the arrow.
Yeah, but
so if you're West, you have to go for the steal, and then if it's not there, take the foul. Here comes Amir Gill. They will foul him. And now some big time. We'll see if he goes to the line here.
Should be one more foul.
So one more foul to give for West.
I think you're in a good position here to foul quick on the baseline. You can't let them get up a shot because an and one, and your chances are over.
And a timeout called by Princeton. Using all the timeouts they can. They have none left. So if you're West here, you got to look to try to force a 5-second violation.
They did it earlier today. That proves it's possible. You got to be careful that they don't just lob it into the backcourt. And someone like Santiago just uses his speed to chase after it.
Man, West has lost some of these close games this year in heartbreaking fashion to Fairfield and twice to Fairfield, actually. They did have that 2-point win over Oak Hills. But these one-possession games, always tough for both teams. Princeton this year, they are 2-2 in one-possession games. West is 1-2. And after tonight, we'll most likely have one of those teams taking an L and one of those teams taking a W in that category. They can't get it in. And a foul is called. Wow.
Not sure who was on. I think it was
and
Tyson
it is
Davis.
on Santiago, and he is pretty much a perfect free throw shooter. That's the one guy you did not want to foul.
Keep saying that, Andrew. I want to hear the jinx. But like you said, 96%.
I mean, that
line.
is absurd.
Oh, man.
He's probably missed once this year.
Yeah, 27 of 28 from the line. It could not come in a bigger moment.
Timeout, Lakota West. They want to talk some things over here.
And also can ice Santiago, hopefully, but I don't think he's going to go cold. He's been hot since the very beginning of this game. 24 points. Incredible.
Yeah, and if you're down 4 here and the game's not completely over, you still have a chance, but you definitely wanted to miss this second free throw.
You can't give up an offensive rebound, though. That would hurt.
That would be, yeah, that would suck if you're Lakota West, but you still need some sort of bucket on the other end, regardless of what the score is.
If you're going to have to look for a three, probably look for, again, anyone on the court can really hit this. I think you try Josh Tyson. He's got the hot hand. Let him continue to cook, but oh, that hurts fouling Santiago. He's pretty much automatic from the line.
Yeah, I mean, that is just not the foul you wanted right there to foul Santiago. I mean, any other player on Princeton would have been a better option.
Yeah, this is not a good free throw shooter across the board. 61%. Again, that 38.9% from Phillips. This has been a struggling team from the line, but Santiago on the other end is the only guy who's really been the guy from the line.
So now here we go. West up, down 3. They fought all the way back to get to this point, trying to capitalize and steal a win here from the jaws of defeat.
Still one timeout, so that's going to be important how Coach Moss uses it.
Santiago, essentially a perfect free throw shooter, knocks in the second one. West has to go quick. Here comes Tyson, across half court. He fires, no good. Rebound Princeton, that's your ball game. The Vikings hold off the late comeback from Lakota West and win this one 58-54. What a game that was. What a fight for Lakota West. They'll be back next week with some more games. But a tough one here tonight. And, against the number 1 team, the GMC, they showed a lot of fight tonight. Got to be proud of that effort at the end, but still a tough one here tonight. As we will return next week for some more basketball. This season's not nearly over, and there's still much more to come here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting.